AkronHipHop.com, the ReporterNewspaperOnline.com. Listen, man, I know some of you guys are looking at the screen, looking at your Facebook, your YouTube, whatever the hell you're looking at, and you wonder who in the hell is Brother Hiram talking to right now. Peoplez330.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One of the best rappers in Ohio.
Thank you, King.
Okay?
Thank you.
Some say the best rapper in Akron, Ohio.
I'm not mad at that either.
Matter of fact, he's the hottest rapper. So much so, he's the #1 rapper on AkronHipHop.com of the month. He's the rapper of the month. That's what's going on. You'll see the video with the working and everything this month and everything. We're going to start the new year off with a new gear with Peoplez, because Peoplez330 is here. Tell everybody your name, baby.
Facts. Peoplez330. Sean Peoplez on Facebook. Peoplez for just, if you just saying what's up to me, you know.
Tell somebody what that means, though.
People stand for proudly enlightening other people less educated and sleep with disease. So, yeah. So it's like, it's just something that can help you wake up. They're not necessarily sleep. People at home who might be watching. I don't literally mean sleep as in you're dozed off. I mean you're not conscious.
Come on, that's great, man. I like that. I hear it in your music.
Thank you.
I hear it in your music,
Thank
man.
you, King.
Hey, man, listen to this, man. Now, you come from that battle MC background. That's where you come from. So we're going to give a little genealogy of your where you are today. Now, when we say battle rapping, tell that person over there in Channelwood who don't know what it is, tell them what battle rapping is.
Battle rap is aggressive man poetry. But no, what it really is it's you finding a place that you can write and craft 3 structured rounds to attack your opponent or to get your message out on whatever that might be. And I use that stage not only to degrade and humiliate whoever I'm going up against, because that's the name of the game, but also to be able to like send messages. You know, sometimes you gotta break down a black man so he can be built as a king.
Come on, man.
So some of that in battle rap is like, yo, I have to structurally pick you apart, and then I'm going to talk about my own self-conscious issues with things that we see in the world, and then I'm going to package this up in a nice way that is very entertaining. So that's battle rap. You want to memorize 3 rounds. They're usually about 2 minutes and 30 to 3 minutes and 30 long, so essentially like 3 songs worth of material. You just memorize it in here and you perform it in front of the crowd.
Man, that is totally different how we grew up.
Yeah.
When brothers was up there freestyling, man.
Oh, no.
Once you mess up your freestyle, you messed up. You know, you lost. These guys have premeditated rhymes, so that means you know who you're about to battle.
Absolutely.
How long because you got to remember the 3 verses, that's 2 to 3 minutes long. How long do you have to prep for something like that?
Well, it usually depends on when you get added into the event. Shout out to Bar for Bar in Cleveland. I had a battle that I was originally going to do versus L1 from Youngstown. And I found out it was going to be on December the 5th. And I found out probably towards the middle of October. But usually you have, I would say, a solid month, maybe a month and a half, sometimes 2 months to prepare. If it's an event that's really a ways out, because you got to remember, we're now signing contracts. People are being paid. Some people are going to have things like, hey, don't mention my mom or don't mention my daughter. And they'll send you the contract and say, hey, are you okay with this? Blah, blah, blah. I've been in battles where we argued literally maybe for 3 or 4 days on the time limit, because I wanted like 4 minutes and they wanted like 2. So we were trying to find a middle ground. Like, I'm not going to come out there and rap for 2 minutes. And he felt like I don't have 4 minutes worth of material and you're not about to bury me with 4 minutes worth of material.
Is it easier to remember rhymes with no beat? Or is it harder? Like, cause they be like, hey, hold on. Listen, son, I say your mom stick. I mean, is that easier to remember?
I would say for me, this may come off a way. I really can't, because to me, when I'm writing a battle rap, I guess I'll give y'all a little bit of my secret sauce. I actually write in transitions. So if I talk about you not having a license, driving your baby mom's car, hogging the car keys, from there I might go on to you don't own shoes. And you would rather work at Walmart restocking instead of building your own store with your bros and getting it out the mud. So writing that way, I'll know, okay, I'm talking about this. Now we about to go on.
Easy to remember for you.
It's very much so easy to remember that way. But then sometimes with a song, I feel like I also write like my bars, mate. I can be random in music sometimes, but I feel like I also will write da 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 da.
Right.
But I don't write to beats all the time. Like sometimes I just start writing a song with no beat, and I'll be like, yo, if I find something, I'll come back to this.
Now speaking about beats, man, the transition from a battle rapper to a guy that makes quality records like yourself. Okay?
Blessings, King. Thank you.
Damn, man.
Thank you.
You know, we know people like who was I bringing up?
Murder Mook.
Yeah, like Murder Mook.
Loaded Luck.
Or Super Nat.
Like
that. People like that who have a hard time transitioning, unlike Eminem did, and you. Is it? How do you go about picking the music to transcend and make good quality records? What's that about?
Well, a lot of times I feel like artists get in that you can fall one or two different ways. You can fall in a bracket where you're trying to copy or emulate someone else, or you're trying to think of what an audience would like, or you can be so caught up in whatever eccentric sound you like, you end up losing your audience that way. So it's like me, I love Rick Ross's production. I love Nipsey Hussle's production. I love Dr. Dre's production. We're just talking about him. I love production that feels good to the soul, and then also sometimes high samples. I like big band sounds, but I also like if it makes me feel good. Sometimes I've had beats that I've picked or someone's made, and I'll play it, and I'll be in a room with other artists, and they like, I don't know about that. And then I'll just start freestyling something, and I'll go into something, they're like, oh, okay, no, I hear that now. And it's like, it's all really about, I guess, musicology. What do you listen to at home? Because if you only listen to Eastside Bay, you know, and Westfoot Big Two, then you might be like, yo, that's the box that I'm in. But if you listen to everything from Adele to Rakim to J. Cole to Kendrick Lamar to Nas to Lupe to Solange and everything in between, you know, I grew up on the Gorillaz, Linkin Park. I like rock as well. So it's like that kind of opened me up to be able to say, I know what makes me feel good. And usually it'll resonate with other people like, oh yeah, your production. I get that all the time. Your production is really nice if you have a good ear for music. So I think it's just something for you to not get too caught up in what you like, but also don't try to pacify any group of people.
Now, if I ask you what the hell is the angry rapper is, you ever heard of that term?
Oh, yeah.
The angry rapper?
Yeah.
Who is that? What's that? Explain to me what that is.
Okay, so the angry rapper to me is someone who is super aggressive. They may have other things that they want to share, but they don't know how to share that. They just think that I'm an MC. I have to be chest out, the hardest person in here. I kill your mom, your grandtie, your uncle, and your auntie. And it's like, no, we get it. But I like to eat salad. I have vitamins. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to this bag and put my team on, because one of my bros got a daughter with autism, and he may be raising her alone. So I know we get to this bag, that's something I'm gonna talk about. Right. It's a child in Ghana who grew up and it was born with AIDS, and she still has a positive outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's different stuff that we can tap, especially with the world, with the information. I mean, everything from tornadoes to Black Lives Matter. It's so much to talk about, but the angry rapper feels like people relate to being angry. Because people do relate to being. I love Eastside John and, Lil Jon and Eastside Boys and everything like that. And when as a kid, I'm listening to them, they made me want to fight. Like If You Burn, all of that music made me want to fight. So I feel like people capitalize on that. And then you also have them artists who do that because there's a little bit of hate in them when they hear other people like, well, Drake rap, he don't do nothing but sing. Yeah, but it's amazing. Right? Like my mom loves it, my grandma loves it, my girl loves it, my kids love it. You can't say you don't like it either. You can't say that. You don't make nothing whack. Yes. You just don't want it all the time if you don't want it all the time. So let's just talk about your music, okay? I understand your tree that you put together, your little poetic pizza that you put together. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? Yes.
You say you got influences like Nas, Lupe Fiasco, J. Cole, the God MC, Rakim, and all that. That goes into your pot. And you, like I said, know how to make quality music like those guys. Did you follow their blueprint?
Thank you. Yes, and I would be lying to say I didn't. Just even so much, you listen to someone like Nas. Nas can tell you some of the most poetic and mind-provoking thoughts. But then in the next line, he'll go hit you with something like, man, I was really just trying to get some top from this queen, or I was trying to duck off with her, or I was slithering with my boy and I had to take his pistol because he was about to get on the airport and forgot it. And he'll say something like that, and it brings you right back into that relatability. So I take something like that from him. Nipsey Hussle is another big influence. R.I.P. King Nip. But he's someone I love his delivery and his the power that he has without having to try to be super rappy rap. But every once in a while he'll tap in that bag to let you know I'm special too.
So the song that you got on the countdown, #1 hottest joint in the city according to AkronHipHop.com. Let's talk about it, man.
Comfort Zone. Yes. Shout out, for one, let me shout out Tyrone G. He did some vocals on there. He's a R&B crooner from Cleveland. Shout out to you, King. Comfort Zone is my baby because it's one of the first songs where I really got to be in depth with everything from searching from love, you know, pretty queens with basic ish, but quick to offer love that was missing in my relationship. Hold up, let me say some ish. Sorry for my selfish ways, feeling to give you spacing. I get to tap into those bags and say, like, as a man, I was insecure to come to the person I was in a relationship and say, hey, I'm not getting this, and that. And I'm apologizing to the women who I may have been selfish with because I was getting that from them. And then in the same other line, I might be talking about R&B women's more worried about a makeup list instead of using talented voices to make the major list. Or us rappers ready to blaze something without helping to help save something. And it's like, those are things that I really wanted to, if I was in front of a rap therapist, I would get a chance to talk. And that was what we did with the video.
That was dope. I understand you directed it yourself.
Edited
You're
it.
a true artist
Yes.
and everything.
Yeah,
man.
and shout out to Flash G, member of Bam330, who is Flash G, and Iverson. They helped me shoot, of course, scenes that I'm not in. But I really I've been getting into the editing to be able to tell the story and cut it where it makes sense. So it's my favorite video. Everybody out there that supported this song is doing amazing. And I just want to thank everyone out there that's been supporting and sharing and liking and subscribing.
Hey, tell somebody what Bam330 is.
Yes, sir. Bam330 is by any means 330. I love Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, of course. So with that in mind, I think that's what separates, if I will say so, our race from a lot of other races, is we have a real knack to getting it out the mud, growing crops, and then being able to sell those crops and build a building off of something some dirty land that we were given or something. And I feel like by any means is no matter what it takes, if it takes you not going out on a Saturday, if it takes you going to the studio and spending $1,000 for 3 songs that you've been working on, whatever it takes, by any means, we're going to get our sound, our art out to people who may need it.
Man, that's dope, man. Listen, man, tell somebody, man, how to follow you. Where can they find you at? We already know you at AkronHipHop.com on the rap charts. Where else can they find you?
You can definitely follow me. Also, I want to shout out Miss Pursley, who is part of you guys' team as well. You guys see how she adds light to stuff. But you can find out more about myself and her and our whole team at bam330.com. Again, that's bam330.com. I'm on Peoplez330. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, all of that good stuff. And all my socials are the same. And also, I do a lot of performances. I'm going to have an album release party at My World Studios. Shout out to Sharice. She let me use her sanctuary to shoot a lot of the Comfort Zone music video. So shout out to My World Studios and Sharice. But you can find me there doing performances. Lot 3. I want to also shout out to the Able Group family. They do things all about love and Iyani. We're advocates for the Pompe disease, which is a disease that kills infants. So I do a lot of work with her shows at Lot 3 and stuff like that with her group. But yeah, you can always find me. One of my telephone numbers is public, so you can always hit me up as well. I work with the homeless, so sometimes I be out here at the Haven of Rest passing out food and packages and stuff like that for them. So I'm always in the streets, pretty much.
Hey man, well listen, man, I want you guys to know I straight thought he was about to say he's an advocate for clean yonis. Have some fun and get something done, baby.